In today's ramble, we're visiting two of my favorite little basins just north of Lake Tahoe, east of the Sierra Crest. And check it out. Brought the whole family today. Rambles with family. The first place north of Tahoe, north of all the crowds and the ski resort. But before I-80, you actually get a bit of a wild feel. Hiking runs deep in the family. In fact, this is one of our family spots. This is a place that I first started camping in my early 20s. Number of years went by without visiting. It's one of the last spots we brought our dog before he passed, the great legendary Boone. And now we're bringing our daughter here. And again, it's just a nice wild spot, decently accessible. A lot of these places along the Sierra Crest, especially the popular ones around Lake Tahoe, they're pretty impacted by people, and it's nice to come out here nearby and just kind of ramble around and search for wildlife, sign wildlife on the camera traps, and really today we're hunting wildflowers. Right over here. Just to give you a little scale of where this bobcat is walking. This cliff just drops off right here pretty good. Got some coyotes along with that black bear nearby. Oh, another bear passes by our camera. Moving slow today in the morning light. Also had a lot of deer moving through this area in the hot summer days, only at nighttime now. Ooh, look at this brawny fella taking advantage of the forage in the high country. Wow, that's a big animal. What's this bobcat hunting? Prey like this grouse. Testing out the camera, see who's using this little pool. And it's a covey of quail, mountain quail. Love watching mountain quail move through the landscape and hearing all of their vocalizations. So we found these holes. This one up here, one down there. And we wanted to know who was making those holes. So we put a camera on this rock that I'm standing on. Put a camera right here, looking right down at that hole. Hey, it's our friend the marmot. Love marmots. One of the larger rodents of the high Sierra. What do we got here?
Yampa. All of this white.
Yampa?
You can tell by the little pronged leaves. It's a bulb. It's really hard to dig up, but the bulb. Oh, here actually, this one's might be able to get this. Get this one.
She's like, "What are you doing, Mom?" Digging up Yampa. Digging up Yampa bulbs, baby. It's one of our edible plants of the Sierra. Native Californians used to dig these up. So we got the Yampa plant, And we've dug up a Yampa bulb.
Got one?
Here. That's a small amount of calories.
Exactly. Can you imagine
But
how
you
many?
could survive off this. People did for thousands of years, along with, of course, a host of additional, plants and animals, nuts, all kinds of caloric-rich foods here seasonally. So this area, high elevation, was probably used seasonally by native Californians, by the Washoe people from the east side, coming up from what is now called Nevada. Got one of our native thistles, the Anderson thistle. I was up here a couple years ago, messing around and watching the hummingbirds feed on it on a field of Anderson thistle, just to the north of us. That first little bowl we were in.
Might be time for lunch soon.
Yeah. Good sandwich. Good lunch spot. I spent my lunch hunting sphinx moths. They're kind of hard to film. A really cool insect, almost as like a hummingbird. And now we're headed up right over there. Little notch in the hillside. Notch in the crest of the Sierra Nevadas, I should say, where water trickles down. And I was out here a couple years ago, and there was kind of like these real lush, I called them hanging gardens. The wildflowers don't bloom every year in the same place, and so if we go back, I don't know if it'll be the same, but that's where we're headed right now, to check out the wild hanging gardens of the Sierra Crest. And the crest, of course, means the great divide the Sierra Nevada forms between waters that drain to the Pacific Ocean and waters that drain to the Great Basin, which of course never reach the ocean. It's an endothermic basin. And so the Lake Tahoe and the Truckee River and Truckee and all that snow we ski on at Palisades and Alpine Meadows, that all ends up in the desert, the Great Basin. Never reaches the ocean here on the east side of the Sierra Crest. Unreal. We made it. So awesome. It's one of the 7 natural wonders of the Lake Tahoe area, the hanging gardens of the Pacific Crest. Unbelievable, all the flowers. All these leopard lilies. Everything is hanging over the bank. There's been butterflies out here, hummingbirds. This place is fantastic. Oh man, that's so cool. You see all the moss just clinging to the rocks? And to be honest, I've already probably come a little too close. I'm probably starting to trample a little bit of this like super sensitive riparian vegetation. So I want to get over to the water and touch all these flowers, but I'm gonna back off here. Better just look from afar than ruin it forever.